Hello guys and welcome back to another play ratings. Game finished. Everton 0, Tottenham 0 at Goodison Park. So if you do enjoy this video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know down below your play ratings. Starting off with Lloris, I gave Lloris an 8. Felt like throughout the game he was on full alert, almost playing a sweeper role. He was coming off his line quickly to clear danger multiple times. He could have given away a penalty, but he did get the slightest of touch to stop Richarlison getting a shot off. It was clearly a perfect challenge, and it was overturned by the ref when he went to the VAR monitor. So luckily we had that decision overturned, otherwise, the result could have been a bit differently. He only really had to make a couple of saves and wasn't really tested by the Everton attack. It was a solid performance overall by Lloris, also keeping a clean sheet. Moving on to Dyer, I also gave Dyer an 8. I feel like Dyer was solid at back, much improved from his midweek performance. We all know about that. He snuffed that danger presented by the Everton attack and was much more defensively reliable. However, there were a few times where Dyer was pulled slightly out of position. Luckily Davies was there for cover, and it was overall a solid commanding display from Dyer. I also gave Davies an 8. I know, can't believe it. This was definitely his best match of the season. He made a few excellent covering challenges and offered an option where Spurs attacked. However, there were a few tackles which were late, which I feel like could be due to fatigue or him just being slightly too slow off the mark. I did feel like he was calm in possession. Davies made some full-blown tackles, could be because he wants to show Kante that he deserves to start regularly. Overall, a solid display at the back, and I feel like this position of Davies definitely suits him more than being at left back. As playing in this position for Wales obviously will help him, and he's probably more used to that position. Romero, I also gave Romero an 8. He did have an epic battle with Richarlison, even though at times it did get too overheated, resulting in both receiving yellow cards. But I just have to mention that horrible play acting by Richarlison was really embarrassing to watch, considering he looked at the ref before he went down. So that was interesting to see. Romero did have trouble finding him up with his long range passing, but he was solid defensively, and just again showing us he is the best centre back. Then on to Reguilon, I gave Reguilon a 6. I did notice that Reguilon gave the ball away 7 times, which with the first led to an early booking. He did miss an opportunity at the back post, smashing a wonderful Kane cross over the bar. It was a difficult chance, so he was unlucky with the outcome. He was getting forward quite a lot, however wasn't as effective as Emerson on the opposite side. He is still learning, as this is the first time he's played in this position, so he needs more time. He did deliver one good cross before being withdrawn by Kante. Overall, it wasn't his best performance. Moving on to Skip, I gave Skip a 7, a solid display under difficult circumstances. He did concede possession early on, but then from that moment afterwards he was safe in possession. Each game he is just improving, and Kante has really taken a shine to him after he is ruled out for the Leeds game because of suspension, so that's a bit disappointing, but we just got to deal without him. Moving on to Emerson, I also gave Emerson an 8. He has shown promising signs. Each performance is better than the last, and he was my man of the match for this game. He did miss a clear chance at the back post with his header going wide. The only negative really from Royal's display is that he had difficult handling the Uruguay's movement. Other than that, he was amazing, and defensively really solid. And also, going forward, he's just, he's getting better. Obviously, after that first performance, people had their doubts about him, but since then, each performance is just showing you that he is a great signing. Moving on to Højbjerg, I also gave him a 7. Back to his best, at least defensively. He set Spurs up for a solid performance. He missed a few passes, which he should do better with, as they could have led to better chances and maybe getting a shot on target at least, or even scoring. But it was a warrior-like performance from Højbjerg. Moving on to Son, I gave Son a 5. Didn't really get a chance all game, but not for the lack of trying. It's only like the other attackers struggle to impact going forward with no shots or chances. Regardless of how committed a performance is, it's not good enough. It needs to do better going forward, but I don't feel like it's all Son's fault, as there was a lack of service coming from like the midfield. Wasn't much creation going on, but I can't really fault the effort. Moving on to Kane, I also gave Kane a 5. Other than, you know, that one outstanding cross to Reguilon, he endured a not so good afternoon. He was slow and laboured in possession, and he didn't really press as well as he should have. Whereas the mark at this moment in time, and will need time to find its best form again. However, I don't think his performances are due to him purposely downing tools and not trying. I do think that he could be struggling because of that lack of service, and I do think that he might be lacking in confidence a bit. So hopefully after the international break, after the international break, Kane's displays will improve. Lucas, I gave Lucas a 6. Lucas showed a bit of positive intent. He had a few promising runs, which were in the first half. His threat otherwise was nullified by an organised Everton defence. Again, I can't fault his effort and commitment. I do think if anything was going to happen, it would have come from Lucas, especially in that first half. Moving on to the subs. So Lo Celso came on and I gave him a 7. Hit the post, which was our closest attempt all match, and it was a bit unlucky that it didn't go in. He didn't really contribute too much in a short time. He was on the pitch, but I do think he deserves a high ranking just because, you know, he hit the post, which is closer than any other attacker got. And the one thing I do have to mention though is corners, where shocking and needs to do better in those situations, especially as a bet cross near the end of the match could have gotten us a winner, but he did show heart and desire. He just needs to improve those performances. Moving on to Doherty. I got Doherty a 6. He had one dead cross and was composed in possession. It didn't do a whole lot wrong, but wasn't especially great either. It was slightly improved from his last game, but he's still lacking quality and consistency in the final third. I do think that he needs more game time to be able to create more of a threat going forward. However, he did defend well at times, and it wasn't, you know, terrible, so there's some positives to take from that. Ndombele came on about 10 minutes ago, but I didn't give him a rating because he wasn't really on long enough to do anything. Now moving on to Kante. For his first Premier League game in charge, I felt like he made the right steps, made the right substitutions. He kept an away clean sheet, which is the first time since our game against Wolves, which was August the 22nd, so that's like a long ass time since we kept a clean sheet. So that's an improvement. And he kept faith in the same 11 that beat Vitesse on Thursday. Now, as it is, now we're moving on to the international break. But those are my play ratings. Let me know down below your play ratings and what you agree with mine. Yeah, so if you did enjoy this video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and look out for a new video after this, which will be a Tottenham update. Should be, I don't know what time it's going to be up, but it'll be up at some time after this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.